you just inaugurated the grid connectivity today. As this grid connectivity gets going, Bangladesh is going to get about 500 megawatts by November, 250 megawatts from Indian government companies and 250 megawatts from private companies. So
one good thing is that the transmission lines can take more power. And therefore, we hope that another 500 megawatts in the near future will be also coming to Bangladesh.
How soon?
So, in the coming year,
by
November, you should have this 500 megawatts. And then we hope by further discussions that we are going to have with them, by next year, you will have another 500 megawatts. That will come in.
By 2014,
yes, you will have another 5, because your lines can carry that. And that is a good thing, because we feel that power is essential.
What is the capacity like? Can it carry more than
this
1,000
line of
megawatts?
yours can carry 1,000 megawatts very easily. And I think that is a very good thing. And if further talks between India, Bhutan and Nepal mature, then you will get much more for the future. Because a lot of projects are coming up in these states.
So are you talking about, the possibility of an early implementation of what we call is South Asian power grid?
I don't know how soon that will emerge, but we are also hopeful that it will emerge as rapidly as possible.
Do you think it's
because
possible
we think it's a very important thing.
That
energy is essential for your country, it's as essential as for us. Because that is how people will be working. There will be more factories, there will be more people at work, and the country will prosper.
So do you think this grid can connect producers like Bhutan and users like Bangladesh and India?
I think it will work. Yes, it will work. I'm quite confident that negotiations on this will start very soon. And I think something will come out of this which will be positive for your country also.
So it's not going to be just another political rhetoric
by
politicians?
No. India doesn't believe in doing that. I think India means what it says, because it is important that if we want to be friends, we have to deliver. And that is important.
Because India's commitment is crucial to it, because all the countries in SAARC border India, but not each other. So do you recognize that?
Yes.
So India has to do more than others?
Yes. India realizes India should be like a big brother. It should work, and India is determined to see that the SAARC countries come more closer and the cooperation is far greater in these countries, so that we emerge from darkness into light.
As India's power minister, I'm sure you'd be very keen to augment India's power production, power capacity, as it is also an energy-starved or energy-hungry economy. Is India trying to revive its old proposal for a gas pipeline through Bangladesh from Myanmar, now that, as your Prime Minister says, that you have a friendly government in Dhaka?
India wants to do that. India wants to have that Myanmar gas pipeline. And India is very much keen on it, and I hope it gets through rapidly, because it will not only benefit India, it will benefit you too. It will come through.
So have you started or reopened negotiations with Myanmar?
I don't know.
And Bangladesh?
Because since I am not in the Ministry of Gas and things, but I can find out and I can let my ambassador, High Commissioner, let you know as to what the position is today.
So it has to be a tripartite negotiation involving
yes, it has
both.
to be. Because obviously you're also there. And Myanmar is very next to you. So we feel that whatever we do, we'll have to also have you on board to be able to rapidly get on with it.
What are the vibes like, when you met the Prime Minister?
I think they're very good vibes. I think Myanmar is also now very closely working.
Have you met anyone from Myanmar?
I have recently, I told your advisor to the Prime Minister that we should work for bringing Myanmar also into SAARC, like Afghanistan came into SAARC, and China is one of the, also one of the partners in the SAARC. I think it's a very good idea if we bring Myanmar also into it, and so that this whole region benefits from each other.
Tripura's Chief Minister Manik Sarkar said during Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's visit about 2 years ago to Agartala that his government was willing to give away 100 megawatts of its share of power from this 726 megawatt Palatona gas-fired plant. More so because Bangladesh gave transit corridor for transportation of crucial equipment from one Indian state to another. But then he has said recently that this has not been possible.
Why?
Because Delhi has not moved on it. Why is that the case?
I have no idea, but I will look into it as soon as I get back. I will talk to my power minister as well as talk to the Prime Minister that when this was agreed on, we should move on to it. I don't think we should have any difficulties in giving you 100 megawatt. We are giving you so much from here. Why not 100 megawatts from here?
There is no formal agreement, but the Tripura Chief Minister promised that he would.
I think agreement is in the paper. That can be easily done if the Chief Minister says that he has the power which he easily can give. I think we should have no difficulty in that. I will look into it immediately as I get there and convey it to your government also, that we should have no difficulties in giving you this power that is from that side.
Turning to Rampal. Rampal has been causing some clamor in Bangladesh for quite some time now. Several major political parties, including main opposition BNP and former President General Ershad, and the rights groups, of course, have been campaigning against it. One of the concerns is that the plant will be just 14 kilometers off the Sundarbans.
I think I can assure your all opposition parties that as far as any project that India is going to make, no project India will take which will be detrimental to the environment, because Sundarbans are also very close to us. It is not only, we share Sundarbans, both the countries, and nothing will be done. See, this is the tragedy with us. Sometimes these things are taken to such a level to create a hype so that people start, doubting each other. That is why I want to clear one thing. Nothing will be done. India will not do anything which will in any way be detrimental to the environment of Bangladesh or its own nation, because we are also building huge modern plants of coal, clean coal plants. And if they were going to be detrimental, we would not build them.
60% of Indian power comes from coal.
We would not build them. And our maximum import is coal nowadays. One of the constituents.
But perhaps one reason that coal power is being scaled down in developed countries is that they have proved to be dangerous despite detailed impact studies or impact assessments, due diligence and contingency plans. But it's simply very confident about endorsing Rampal.
I am quite confident that India will not do anything that will harm your environment or that of Sundarbans.
But this anti-Rampal campaigners say, even in India, there are guidelines set by the Environmental Department, as well as there's a directive.
Minister,
yes, and there is a directive from the High Court. That's what they're saying in Bangladesh, that there cannot be any coal-fired plant set up within a certain area of any forest. They said the Indian limit is about 20 kilometers. Is that true?
No, I don't think so. I think
what is the situation?
Let me be one thing very clear about it. Earlier technologies that were there were different to one which has now come into it. The new technology is far more cleaner and far more efficient than the ones we had earlier. And that is why the people's misunderstanding is from the earlier coal plants that had so much of pollution around that they were scared about it. Things have changed. And I would like to suggest those who are complaining so much, I would ask them, please go to Rome, which is so populated, and they have a clean coal plant going on there, which they should see, and they will realize that if Rome can do it, why not us?
The Bangladesh government says that low sulfur coal to be used for this plant, Rampal plant, will be imported from Australia, South Africa and Indonesia.
Like we do. We are also doing the same thing. No different.
But some
we are also importing from Australia, Indonesia and South Africa.
That's quite expensive, but opponents of this plant say, or they're arguing now, is that eventually the low quality Indian coal will make its way to the plant.
Not at all. Not at all.
Sure. Do you give this guarantee? Can you assure these protesters?
You see, the tragedy is that some political parties live on creating misunderstandings and creating divisions. To them, I would say, as an Indian, that please build bridges rather than destroy bridges. Time has come when we must trust each other. Otherwise, there is no hope in hell. We cannot go anywhere else. The question is, we can change friends, we cannot change neighbors. Therefore, either we live in understanding each other, helping each other, or we live in animosity and see that our people suffer. Our aim is that we want to live in friendship, and not for just short-time friendship, but eternal friendship, so that we can develop to an extent where there'll be boundaries will be there. You'll be Bangladesh, we'll be India. But unity will be such that nobody will feel that one is an enemy and one is a friend.
The Sundarbans is not just a delicate ecosystem, but a source of livelihood for literally millions.
Yes, yes. I have been to Sundarbans when...
Timber, honey, shrimp, fish, bamboo, etc. There's so much to explore.
Cyclone.
There's so much to explore.
I went to cyclone area of Sundarbans, and we gave them solar lighting because there was no lighting. Everything had gone off. So we are ourselves concerned. And that ecosystem has to be maintained.
And there is astronomical potential, many say, for ecotourism, not very unlike the Dal Lake in Srinagar. Would you, well, some people ask, why would you endorse such a project on its banks? Would it be a fitting legacy for the son of
I think
Shere
India
Kashmir?
would never do something
for the
which
son
would
of
not
Shere
benefit
Kashmir.
you, but would hurt the environment of the nation. Not at all. If India felt that this was going to be detrimental, I can assure you, India would step back immediately.
One last question, that's in politics. Is India committed to promoting sustainable, secular democracy in its backyard, in its neighborhood, especially
in India,
especially in Bangladesh? In its neighborhood, especially in Bangladesh. And do you see a threat to India's secular democracy itself posed by BJP's comeback bid with Narendra Modi leading the charge?
First of all, let me tell you that both our nations have population which is of different religions. In your country, you speak the same language. In India, we speak multiple languages. We have multiple religions. We have multiple cuisines. We have everything different. The north is different to south. East is different to the west. But only one thing joins us. That is hope, that we all can live together, that we can all progress together, and that our religions will grow together. I don't see difference in gods. My Allah, we say, is Rabbul Alameen. He's God of all the universe, of everything. Either you accept it or not. Hindus call Ram They say Vishwa ka Ram. He is world's Ram. So I don't see differences in this. We pray towards Mecca, they go to the temple. The God is the same. They see him in different shape. They see him in different color. And to protect this, what God has given us, we need to be secular. We need to grow in that spirit that God created all of us. And it is our job to see that all survive and all benefit. And that is what Bangladesh has to do, and that is what India has to do. We are afraid, and we'll be very frank, we are afraid at times when there are parties which go on to religious segments. Yes, we are afraid. And if something like that emerges here in Bangladesh, it will be dangerous for you, and your danger will be our danger. And if we have something like that, it will be your danger too. Therefore, we both nations have to work and see that secular parties grow and that they continue to hold to this fabric so strongly together that none of the storms that may come can in any way damage it.
Do you follow developments in Bangladesh?
Yes, I do. I have.
Then how do you respond to the rise of Hifazat in Bangladesh?
I think the rise is because expectations of people are much greater than one can do. And therefore, when one is not able to fully do that at that speed that people want, there are tendencies, and vociferous tendencies start emerging, and they use religious slogans, and then suddenly the whole connotation changes, and they try to, this innocent man who's on the road, who's the voter, they try to convert him into the wrong direction.
So what would be your advice to secular forces in Bangladesh to fight these people?
I would beg them from the bottom of my heart that we may not have achieved everything, but let us not forget from where we were in 1971 to where we are today, there is a tremendous difference. And this happened because we worked hard. And if we keep working hard and we keep secular traditions going, there is no doubt in my mind that whatever distance is left now, that will also be filled quickly. And you will find prosperity of the nation growing at much faster speed than having tendencies whereby we are going to hit each other, whereby we are going to create differences and have street fights, have work suffer. That will be detrimental to the future of your nation, as much detrimental to the future of my nation.
Dr. Farook Abdullah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. God bless you, and I hope to succeed in your endeavor to bring closer relation between the nations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.